Hey everyone, what do we have here? This is a creation of mine that you may have seen sort of coming together on Instagram a while back, and people were like, what on earth is that? Are those elevator buttons you're painting, Dave? No, this is something I've had up in the old coconut here for a while as an idea to solve a problem. Not a big problem, but now during the pandemic, it's become a more significant problem. This is going to be what I might just call the great equalizer or the tasting turntable. As you may know, because sometimes you see us talk about this, my wife Tara and I really enjoy tasting different comestibles and imbibables, right? Let's say we wanted to have a real knockdown, drag out, and figure out which of these stands tall, which of these is our favorite. Something we have really enjoyed doing a lot is doing a blind tasting. This all started for us, frankly, it was with gin.
It was with gin. Mm-hmm. Very important subject, gin.
We had a party, and some people had brought some gin over, and we, of course, have plenty of gin around. And I had some from Montana. I had the White Lady. You probably had, I don't know if it was Sipsmith or something, or we had Irish Gunpowder.
Definitely Irish Gunpowder.
And the real kicker, though,
Bombay
was,
Sapphire.
Yeah, somebody brought a bottle of Bombay Sapphire. And for anyone who doesn't know, Costco, Kirkland Liquors, it's like a cottage industry of guessing. People love to guess. What do you know?
There's the Costco, the Kirkland brand.
Yeah, Kirkland brand vodka
gin.
is really Grey Goose. But gin, everyone loves to say it's Bombay Sapphire.
It's not.
Basically, I think they're just basing that on the shape of the frickin' bottle.
Yeah, well, I think they think it's Gordon's because it's the green square bottle.
It's neither of those.
Okay.
And what we learned was fascinating because
we even had Tanqueray too. I think
we laid out all these gins. We wrote underneath on coasters and kind of mushed them around, and we just spent time checking it out. And by the end, we're like, oh my god, this is oily garbage. This has got to be the Kirkland. That's a shame. And then we start flipping over these coasters. And we're like, all right, well, that's the White Lady. I recognize that. And okay, Irish gum.
And
then,
too hot.
And then
sweet. Yep.
The Bombay Sapphire was the toilet bowl cleaner.
Heavens to Betsy.
Are you kidding me? A thing like that. Now, that's all well and good, but to do tests like this when we're out and about, what we will typically do is we don't have friends, to help us out with grabbing our bottles out of the bar. So we'll ask wait staff. We'll say, all right, can we see your scotch list? Can we order these 3 or 4? And please bring them to us, but you know which ones they are, but we don't know which ones they are. And, either on the bottom of a coaster or something like that. And we have done this with other people. We've done this by ourselves. It's a fun time. And the results are always a hoot, right? It gets harder to do this in your own home. It gets tedious. Okay, you write it, and then I'll shuffle it around. But then if it's this coaster and she knows which corner of the coaster kind of was bent, she's like, wait, I'm going to recognize that one. You should switch the... It's hard. It's hard to do a randomized controlled trial without outside assistance. And we don't have a lot of outside assistance right now. No, we got a freaking pandemic.
Nope, I'm the only one who's poured you whiskey in about 7 months, I think.
I know. So what we have here, what I have made, this tasting turntable is specifically for facilitating blind taste tests, either with a limited number of people or even with just yourself. Because if you do it right, and we'll show you this procedure, I have made this in a way that you can arrange Glencairn glasses exactly opposite one another. And once you've kind of closed your eyes and given that a spin, well, now they are pretty sufficiently randomized. And this, of course, is made to accommodate as many as 6 different drinks at once. So I designed this with 6 positions because not only are they equidistant, but you can also lay things out as a nice 4 assortment. You can use 3 points in an equilateral triangle, or even move 2 drinks simply into heads-up action. The real fun one in Curveball, though, is 5. Because if you have 5 samples, go ahead and double one of them and add it into the mix a second time, seeing who can identify which is the repeat. And by the way, the different sizing rings that you see here, yes, the Glencairn fits in this radius, but we can also go ahead and use rocks glasses, which are very common when we're drinking, whiskeys and bourbons, or if we have champagnes, cognacs, or anything else, this radius also works just fine on our crystal balloons. All right, so let's get this going. We have 4 glasses. We have switched to the darkened Glencairn glasses because not all the scotches have the exact same coloration. And we're going to need to label them. But we don't have coasters, right? We're being a little more classy than that. No, we have little dots of wood that can fit right down in these hollows. Easily replaced, just little, Avery sticker dots go on these. So we're going to write down what selections we're pouring and prepare to load them into the carousel. So what do you have? I have a Talisker 57. And I have the Macallan 15.
All right. I have the Talisker Storm, and I have the Glenlivet Founders Reserve, but we'll just call it the 1824. There you are.
Thank you. So right now, the only thing you need to do is go ahead and pour your samples while keeping your small wooden dots near the glasses. We now have labeled glasses that are about to become blind, dots down.
Okay, there you go.
So now, I think I might know a couple, or I don't. She might think she knows a couple, or she doesn't.
I don't remember any of them anymore.
Turn your head one last time. And now, if you would please, dearest, give that a spin.
In fact, I can even close my eyes and spin it.
Yeah, you can literally do this with yourself if you have to. So there we are. We now have an array of tasting ready to go, but an extra little feature, and one that, frankly, I enjoy a lot. In order to be able to have a proper and, a proper classy discussion about who's who and what's what, this kit does come with small marker discs. So we'll call that number 1. We'll call this one number 2. We'll call this one number 3. And we'll call this one number 4. Now, blind as we are, what do we think? What are we ready to try? Are we up for this?
Well, I'll give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Someone found the cask strength right off the bat. We didn't exactly choose the hardest selection here, I think.
Whew. Hello, 57. Uh-oh, wait.
That was number 3.
Okay. Good morning.
This might be the Storm.
Possibly good evening. All right.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, hello. Is that the Macallan? All right, well.
Oh, wait. I gotta put it back in.
You will. The only challenge is remembering which glass was where. Yeah, okay, I'm saving that for last. All right, I think I have some...
Did you want to drink number 3, or did you want me to just punch you straight in the side of the head?
We can do both later.
Wait, this was 2.
Yep, I have number 1.
Okay. This is the only thing. You have to make sure that you remember which one of this is coming out of it. And after about 6 rounds of this turntable, like I'm going to put it back in the one labeled pi, or possibly the square root of -1.
So if I recall, number 2 is fascinating me. That's really good. That's really good. Do you think that's... Well, I'm going to ask you in a bit.
I am about to have an opinion on number 4. So you can't see the color, but you can see the legs a little bit.
Well, you're not supposed to be able to quite get yourself an advantage there.
You're the one that handed me the glass of whiskey.
Okay. Brace yourselves, boys. I'm going in. Yeah, so we're agreed on that one right off the bat. Here, I'm going to get water for us.
Oh, that'd be a great idea.
All right, after the gimme of number 3, which is if the Talisker 57 North, if you've never had it, highly recommended. Just strap yourselves in and hold on to your butts.
I believe we got that in a duty-free shop. And what is that, a liter of 57 North? We could have gotten the entire section of our cabin smashed on that before we got back to wherever we were going.
That's got some oomph to it. Comparing that, though, this was one of the. This one has some character.
I'm having an opinion on this one right here, and I'm going to just
Go ahead.
I'm going to just get a little bit of a friction break on top of it. Sorry, this is the most. I would call this one caramel-like.
Yeah.
I would call it. There's a pine note to it. There's a caramel note to it. If I wanted to make a hot buttered scotch, this is the one that I do it with, and I think it's the Macallan.
This one was the one that just there's so much going on.
There's a lot happening there.
It's really fascinating. At first, I thought it could. I don't know. It doesn't taste like the Macallan to me. I enjoy Glenlivet. I don't know that expression. Where did we get that bottle of the Glenlivet? Do we know? Did someone give us that?
Jake Williams gave us that bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that could be it?
Yes. I don't think
that's...
Wait, let me see. Because I remember we were all hanging out, and we opened it up, and it was a great conversation. Okay, hang on. I think that tastes like January in Washington, D.C. I think that's the Glenlivet.
It could be. I'm wondering if this is the Storm.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you, but not in a good way. I think that the Talisker Storm has, and I'm going to, pardon me on this one, I think there's dish soap notes to it. I just do. I would need to have this with something. Like, I would need to be dunking like half a tin of Walkers into this thing. And then if I did, I'm sure I would enjoy it, but maybe
No, on biscuits.
Now I want biscuits. Why don't we have biscuits? Why don't you have biscuits? Why didn't you bribe me with biscuits to do my hair and face and sit here in front of this thing with you? Well, there was good scotch. So
That's the Macallan. That's
Macallan.
I think so. All right, well, let's...
So I think this one has the fir notes behind it, not the pine notes that I said over here. I think it's... I'm not... Maybe it's just that I've never been as big a fan of the Talisker Storm.
Okay. Now...
But I am going to have this, now that we've knocked our taste buds all to hell. Hang on one second. I'm just going to check.
Okay. Now, as you might have noticed...
All right.
The numerals are not as big. I've sanded them down when I manufactured this kit because they are meant to be recessed slightly into these pockets because come the discussion time of the evening, you can then take your identifying discs, and I think this will be no surprise. Yes, that is your Talisker 57 North. That can recess right into there. We thought, we both think this is our Jake Williams bottle, right? This is our Macallan.
No,
this is the Glenlivet.
I think it's the Glenlivet.
Okay.
The Founder's Reserve.
And we are correct. That is the 1824.
Okay.
Now, the real question. Does it turn out that we both like Macallan differently and you don't as much and I do? Or do we both think, I think this soft-spoken gentleman is probably the Macallan? But we shall see.
I'm not sure. I'm okay with being wrong on this one because I've never been as big into the Macallan or the Talisker. I've liked some of the expressions of Glenlivet more than either of those. But
final answer, Regis.
Okay, fine.
Yes, that is Macallan 15. Okay.
All right. So
making this
Talisker
Storm.
Okay.
All right. So there we have it. This is designed for fun. It is designed to enable you, if maybe you're locked down in quarantine,
Lord.
to be able to do some tasting and other things of that nature. So you're not just like, well, get it down, get it down, get it down, get it down. You're like,
Oh, I see you've seen a political debate recently.
yeah. Just remember, I believe in drinking with purpose. And this gives us a bit of a purpose.
It's nice. It slows you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have made a couple of these. So the story behind this is I had wood. I just had...
Did you?
Yes. I had wood left over from a project. And this was just sitting around. I said, all right, I've got it. I had done this art installation. And then I said, all right, I got this big chunks of ply. I had this all in my head. And finally got together with some friends who can do laser cutting, and we designed this out. We laid it out, and some people, very kind people who I will thank in the doobly-doo, we went ahead and blasted this out on a laser cutter. So if something's worth doing, it's worth doing a couple of times. I was able to make 4 of these happen. 2 of them have been constructed. The other 2 are in the wings waiting to be done. What I look forward to doing is sending one of these to my very good friend Kevin, Kevin of the Rhino Bar in Montana.
Oh, he's so lovely.
Yeah, you heard me mention the Rhino in the past. Kev is a terrific man, and he organizes various tastings. And the other one, maybe you'll see the other one show up elsewhere on YouTube. Friends of ours in Texas do a lot of things with whiskey folk. I'm going to reach out to Brian, and I think
That's a great idea.
Yeah, he might talk to the tribe. We'll see. We'll see. It might wind up on another YouTube channel because affording people the ability to do a blind tasting and do it during a pandemic on a closed set with everyone socially distanced except the hosts. That's kind of hard. But this is meant to make that kind of a process a little bit easier and a little bit more fun.
And at least we're only trading antiseptic.
So you know me, I'm not a salesman or anything. I'm not going to send you a link to like an Etsy shop or whatever, but I do have a GitHub, despite not being a competent coder at anything. My GitHub consists of key decoding and lock decoding templates. I'm going to just throw all the template files for this on my GitHub. Link is somewhere, it's like right here and down there. If you have a laser cutter and some wood, you can make one of these yourself. It wasn't hard. I really loved that. Well, it was a shame. My laser shop was closing. So Fremont Laser was closing, and I knew I had a closing time window. And little things in life can either be a source of chagrin or they can be a forcing function to make you just get done. And I wish Don and his whole crew the best. I know wherever they turn up, it'll be great. But I'm glad that they made time for me in the shop before they shut their doors and we could knock a few of these out. So you can expect to see this turntable show up on the channel in the future. We are going to start having Tasting Tuesdays. If you have suggestions for what types of liquor should go head-to-head, or wine, or maybe even beer. We don't really drink beer. Liquor or wine.
Speak for yourself.
Yes.
Throw me a Belgian ale with 12% alcohol any day.
Drop suggestions down in the comments. I will do my best to honor them. What was it the Macallan that someone sent me?
It was the Macallan.
The Macallan. This bottle literally came from the internet because some of you out there are way too awesome.
Thereby proving something good can come from the internet.
And the comment section.
Comment, no, it's not true.
Anyway, look forward for Tasting Tuesdays. Look forward to seeing maybe this turntable show up elsewhere on YouTube. And look forward to telling me about the one you make yourself, because I will get those template files thrown up online for anyone who wants. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying. And yeah, just stay safe out there.